Yeah. She's out of the hospital. Yeah.
You heard about the one that
Really, I know I will. Yeah. Yeah, I know where it is. It's on that curve.
Nobody get hurt.
This is oddly the worst one I've done. We're talking like 400 locations, but still, like, to a building. But it was one of our regular customers. They knew boots on, and his boot hung up in the pedal. And he panicked. And we're down on the gas instead of the brake. Out the curb, went right through a glass door. Right. Well, because I used to clutch with mine. So my left foot only touched the clutch. But, you know, yeah, it's always my left foot. I don't know. I mean, everybody said that I'm very upset. Vehicle and checking like and it took out to the counter. It's like he went right into the yeah, I saw the pictures of it. I was like in the other ones weren't as bad, you know, like went in a little bit, took out a piece of a wall or glass. This one, you know, like from here to that wall, it was this far. But I mean, she's home now, so it sounds like she's gonna be okay. But you know, they were worried about her kidney and damage. Just being in the car, basically concrete. But it'll be an insurance mess. In this case, so when this stuff happens, I'm obviously not on site, and this happened out in Washington State, so it's kind of towards the end of their day. But you know, closer like meeting time for us, and they called me like, we don't know what to do. I'm like, well, let's get the building secure. Let me get a hold of that board. Because I usually go down with a conversation.
Okay, we will call this meeting to order. It's August 12th, 2025, the regular monthly meeting of the Tuscarora Township Board of Trustees. It is 7:02, and please join me in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Okay, Sue here, Rudy
Here.
Lori here, John
Here.
Laura here, we have one.
Very good. Board member conflict of interest statement. None? Thank you. Public comment on agenda items. If you have any, you can stand and say them or come to the podium. No? Okay, thank you. Approval of meeting agenda. I do have an addition. I apologize, board. I would like to add the Chamber of Commerce contract, which I believe you have. It's entitled Reciprocal Agreement. And I looked back, I thought we had talked about this in the past. I didn't find it. Does anyone have a better memory than me?
I believe we discussed it, but we have not seen the revised.
Okay, so let's add this then as old business under 9F.
Okay.
Okay, so now, any other changes? Approval of the agenda?
Make that motion with the change.
I'll second that. Very good. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of previous minutes. This will be for the July 23rd, 2025 meeting. Any changes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Report sewer update. Steve Corporon, you are up, sir.
Can you hear me here? Is there a microphone? Am I supposed to have one?
I'll hear you though.
I can talk
I
loud.
can give you mine.
All right, thank you. Steve Corporon from Performance Engineers, the engineering firm for the sewer project. Update first on the sewer plant. We had a successful startup of blower number 2 today, so you need 2 good working blowers to have the second train. We don't have a third blower yet. We're going to need a little addition to the building, which will be coming back for a change order on that. But anyway, it was a good milestone to hit today. The Aeromod representative for all the equipment that's being installed was there for the start of the day. They went through a walkthrough of the other equipment that's pretty much installed now. Now it's all just being hooked up and wired. He didn't see any issues. So we scheduled for September 8th for him to come back to do a dry startup to make sure everything operates properly. If that goes well, we should be able to start the loading of the second train, all the steps to do that. Best guess right now, then the expanded part of the plant will be operational probably the 3rd week of September, if all goes well. In talking with the operators, they really don't want any hookups until the second train is up and running. They've been running at capacity pretty much all summer, and they're not seeing a break yet. And with Labor Day only a few weeks away, it's not worth trying to do that. We do have 3 properties that are actually on the system now, but they're not new properties because we took them off the existing systems, the post office and 2 houses across the street. They were going to a mini lift station there in the corner. That's what the excavation was a couple weeks ago. They disconnected them from the old system, put them on the new system, and now they just need to get that repaved where they did all that work in there. And they're trying to schedule that with Reith Riley, their paving subcontractor, the next time in the area. So that's the status on the plant. Things are going well. The phase 1 contracts, mats, there are 2 lift stations. They've been wired up. We're looking to have a startup procedure inspection next week. We're trying to get that scheduled. And they're doing a bunch of punch list items right now, cleaning out structures, testing lines to make sure everything is still looking good. Elmer's, all their stuff's ready to go. We do have to swap out the tops on the valve vault and the lift station at Arthur Street to put tops on that are going to be vehicle rated. The adjacent property owners there want to have a driveway right through that area. So that's going to, the hatches are on order. Once they get in, they'll be cast into the new tops. That's probably not going to get swapped out till probably mid-September. So that's going to be a little opened up there, not be able to finish on that. And we definitely don't want to put it into that system yet there until we get that swapped out. We don't want to go dirty. But the other ones, the one for the Pinehurst on Lake Street, that's where the post office and the two houses that are out of town, they're slowly draining into that. It'll take forever if there's only 3 on that system to make any difference in the system. But the beach should be able to come on then. When the plant's ready, they should be able to start hooking up all these properties here. Any questions on what the phase 1 stuff in the plant? Phase 2, met with the contractor, called him late this afternoon. They're still looking to mobilize next week. You should see equipment and supplies start to roll in Monday, Tuesday next week. They've worked an agreement with the owner of 3 lots there at the corner of Holden and Witt to do all their staging there. So you see stuff going in there. They plan to pulverize the first 2 streets, which will be Barbara and West Dorothy, on the 26th. And that's the week before Labor Day. They plan to just work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that week. So after they get pulverized, they'll get those groomed up, and they're going to start, they'll set points, which means they'll start putting lines down into the ground at that intersection to start drawing the water table down so they can dig in that lift station and the valve vault there. And they'll plan on starting that excavation work the Tuesday after Labor Day. They'll probably take the rest of that week, and then the second week of September, we'll probably start digging up eastward on Barbara, and when they're done with that, then eastward on West Dorothy. Then they'll pulverize Doris and Birchfield, pave Barbara and Dorothy, and kind of hopscotch it that way. We'll have a better idea after those first couple of weeks how their production's going. How bad's the water table, how bad's the soil, how good's their team, and so how many feet a day are they going to get, and then we'll have a better idea of how far they're going to get this fall. Realistically, I don't think they're going to get all the way through MAC. They could surprise us, or the weather could surprise us again like it did last year, but I'm not banking on to where the end spot's going to be. I don't know if it'll be Holden or South or Birchfield. Don't yet. We'll know a lot more about a month from now. And then the LPS contract, the rest of Barbara and out on Sturgeon Island, that will be next year. Both these contracts have end dates of the end of next August. So they've got time. But that was a very brief summary of my 45-minute summary from the meeting before this. So. You do have on tonight, you have the pay requests. I think there's only 2 pay requests I remember. Elmer's doesn't have them. Matt's and Car Suits have them. And there should be change orders for all 3. We are pushing out substantial completion a month on all 3 of these. We need to get the USDA engineer for the state up here. He wants to do all 3 at once. So we'll probably tentatively going to try and see if I can get him up here that 3rd week or 4th week of September. So we get substantial completion done on all of these. But their pay system won't allow things to go through properly if they haven't reached substantial completion by what the system shows as substantial completion dates. So that's why we push those dates out. And they have said substantial completion on the plant. As soon as it's up and running, they will call that substantial completion. Even if when we throw in the change orders, hopefully soon, when the EPA supplemental funding comes through to do the storage addition, the blower room addition, the screen replacement, and that we don't have to set a new substantial completion date. That can all be part of the final completion. So we will push final completion out several months again. Once we get those change orders, once we get the funding.
Yeah.
So that's why you have those change orders out there tonight. Any questions on any of that stuff? I know that was a lot to throw at you.
We also have a performance engineering invoice here, which
Okay,
came late, but it did come, so
All right,
it's in the
thank you.
packet, yeah.
all right, that's good, because I notated it for the draw for the USDA tomorrow. I did include that, so I was hoping it made it.
Yeah, it did.
All right, and thanks to a lot to Trudy, just bulldogging it. We're all caught up with the EPA. 5 months worth of draws are done for the contractors and for us, and for you guys have a thing in there for a computer for all of this.
Yeah, yeah.
So as of right now, we're even. Everything's caught up, so thank you.
Yep, thank you for being patient and for helping us. It took everybody working together, just being patient. When we worked the system, which is always education.
And we're gonna blow everything up on our end here in a couple of weeks. We're moving our office.
Oh, jeez.
They bought the old bowling alley last year, the year before, tore down the bar, but allegedly we're moving in a few weeks. So, I live on the north side of the bridge, so I'm not happy about it.
No.
I have to go to the south side of the bridge twice a day. So,
Oh,
oh well.
Yeah.
I'll get over it.
yeah. All right, thanks, Steve.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bills.
We have our invoice register in there, one, showing the checks that were printed August 8th. There was 52 bills in the amount of $10,957.81. And then August 14th invoice register, there's 17 invoices in the amount of $24,419.18.
I'm gonna notice there's a Windmiller invoice in that second check batch run for $12.80, and that communication is being worked on. If you recall, we talked about making that change between lift station 1 and 2, so we were having problems where 2 couldn't ever get their sewage into the pipe. They kept waiting, so we had the communication changed, and now they're waiting for one another. They're still having to work on some set points, so if you go by the lift station by Burger King and the alarms are going off or the lights are going off, we are aware of it. They're working on set points. So, but
And they're
communication.
going continuously?
No, they're just trying to figure out, at one, they don't like to wait for one another. They want to run when they want to run, and they have to wait.
Yeah.
So that everybody's sewage gets to the
Okay.
pump, so,
Okay.
yeah. Okay,
And then you'll see in there, there's a check from me for $100. The front office petty cash is $150, and with $49 being a yearly pass, they're running out of money all the time. So summer, we're gonna up it to $250 petty cash, so they can make change, and then we'll reduce it back down again. But that's what that's worth. And they make it out to me because I have to go to the bank and cash it, bring the cash back, so.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
you want to support?
I'll support that.
You're good. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. And treasurer's report.
Treasurer's report, we are in today, tomorrow is the day I got my second disbursement from summer taxes. It's going well. We did have a lot of, remember before I had that big stack of returned bills? So I went to the post office and said, what's going on? I don't know if I mentioned this last meeting, but they said there's in a few cities, when they get any of their mail, it should go in an interpostal and send it back to that Indiana post office. And what they're doing is someone saying return to center, return to center, return to center. So I took them all to the post office. They delivered what they could, but people change their address, leave their post office box, and they don't bother to let us know. So if you know of anybody who's changing their address, doesn't use their post office box, people need to update us so we're not wasting money sending out bills that keep coming back. So that, and the other thing that I have to talk to you about is I put in for a new computer. If you've ever called and asked me to look up your tax bill and to explain it to you, I'm always like, I have a really old computer, hang on. It takes a while for it to update. My computer's supposed to would be done in December, so we're just doing it a little bit early, but then it'll be a little more speed. So it's not very expensive. A new computer is only $793.50. And all my stuff was outdated, even my Windows operating system, so anyways, just in case someone saw that. Other than that, that's all I have for you.
It was the program.
Okay, motion to accept the treasurer's report,
I'll make that motion.
okay. And we have support,
Awesome.
very good, all in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Correspondence, I do not have any. Airport, oh, we're almost done out at the airport. It really looks nice. The airport, people are very excited. They want to host a little open house out there and have everyone see their new lounge. I don't know what you call it. Anyways, they have a new bathroom and it's all drywall and it's really lovely. And they're very excited. And so anyways, we had the M&M was out there to put the heater back on the wall. And a door has to be changed up and they need a couple of closet doors. It looks very nice. And they're getting they had some activity. They have somebody out they've been collecting some tie-down fees, some people per month. Some people came for a long weekend over the boat race weekend. So there's more activity out there, so that's fun. So that's nearly done, completed. EDA, Sue, I don't think Dan's in town, but.
No, Dan's not in town. We are continuing to do a study, waiting to get that study, to extend the pathway from downtown, from Bibio's to the looking out down to the border, Tuscarora Township border on Straits Highway. We didn't have it ready, but the DDA needs to make a bylaw change, and it has to come to this board first for approval.
Okay.
It's just the bylaws didn't state what the terms were, just a couple minor things, but you'll see that next month.
Okay. Great. And do we still have an open position at DDA? No, it's all in. Okay. Well, feel free to come. The meeting's next Monday, 7:00 here. Yeah, come with your ideas, learn more. And do we need a motion to accept that report? No. FOIA requests, I believe we had 2. And libraries, Kelsey here? Yeah, well, there she is. Hi.
Hello. Okay. That works. All right. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So we just wrapped up our summer reading program, and it went really well this year. And we were able to give out all our grand prizes. So congratulations to our winners. And I'm really excited. I think that we're going to keep going with the same format. I just think it worked out really well. So coming up in August, we have the Bath School Disaster event. So it's presented by George Robson, who's a child of 2 survivors, his parents. And so basically it's a historical view and photographic remembrance of one of the oldest and most deadly school bombings in Bath, Michigan. So you can sign up on our website to attend. It's this Thursday, 4 to 5 p.m. You can also just show up. There's definitely going to be room for people. So it's really interesting, especially to hear it from somebody who's so close to the event, and he does a wonderful job. So I would definitely recommend coming. We also have the Friends fundraiser event. So beer, broads, boats, and books at the Howe Marine. And that is Thursday, August 21st, 5 to 8 p.m. You can buy tickets for that. They're $75 per person. So you can get them at the library, or you can contact Karen Hill. There's flyers everywhere, and you should be able to find her contact info there. And that is a variety menu. We'll have music, activities, and spectacular boats to view. All the proceeds go towards our community reading garden project. And so I don't think there's anything else. Oh, I did want to do a quick plug. So I just want to encourage everybody to go out to Cooperation Park, to the children's playground. We do have a ongoing book walk there. So each page is put onto a pedestal, and then there's a little activity prompt with each page. And so families can go around and read the story with their kids. They're switched out every month. So if you went in July, it'll be different in August. And that'll be going through September. So I would definitely recommend taking a look. Thank you.
Good, thank you. Always a lot happening at the library.
Good job.
And parks, Ms. Cole.
Hello, I'm Stacy Cole, the chairperson of the Parks Commission. We met on August 5th, 2025. Routine business items like approving the previous minutes, paying bills. We did vote to and approved, we are switching our propane company at Cooperation Park. They are going to provide us with propane. They're gonna have a cage with the 33-pound cylinders, so Doug will not have to take them to get them filled for the Zamboni, whatever else you use them for, the liquid fuel. And at this point, our estimate is it will save us at least $800 a year switching, and then it'll just be one company that we have to pay for all of that stuff. We moved the December meeting date from December 2nd to December 3rd. I will be just coming back from Florida on December 2nd, so I can't be here. So they agreed for us to change that. Township Maintenance Supervisor Doug Schofield shared that the Travel League baseball event went well. And the two scoreboards that we ordered came, one was damaged, so it was sent back. I have been in contact twice now with the company. They still don't have an answer on when we will be getting the replacement one. So I'm contacting them every 2 days, emailing them, finding out what's going on. So as soon as we find that out. So let's see. One will replace an older unit that's due for an upgrade. And the other one is, I'm sorry, I can't remember which field Doug said it's gonna go on, but it's one that doesn't have a scoreboard, one of the fields. We also voted to give 2 of our full-time employees, Tom and Doug, a 4% cost of living increase. We looked at the school contract for Cooperation Park. We are sending it back for a few changes. And we are going to be meeting with, in the off season, the school, Little League, and soccer. Just like we have a new board, they all have new boards, not the school, but Little League and soccer, they have a whole new board, and they want to know what is expected of them, what the requirements are. So in the off season, we're going to meet with all of those boards to get that all taken care of. We also did hire another full-time employee, Jamie Zinke, and so far Doug said he is working out very well. It's been very helpful. And we do have room on the Parks Commission if anyone would like to join. We really could use some more members. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just out of curiosity, how many, I'll test you, I have no idea, how many fields do we have out there? Baseball, softball?
I believe 6 or 7. Is there 6? Okay, because I knew they had new ones, so I just.
It's amazing. If you've never been out there, truly, just go out and drive through or walk through. I think you'll be shocked at what's out there. It's considered the jewel of the North.
And I should have added, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Doug did say that he had people who had come to watch the travel ball tournaments comment on what a nice facility we have. They travel all over for ball, and they said it's probably one of the nicest they have ever been to.
Good. Thank you, Parks, for taking such good care of them. Yes, okay. Chief, please. Gordon Temple, please.
Well, as most of you all know, we've had a rough couple weeks with the loss of Officer Chris Deal. So he was tragically killed at his home on July 25th, cutting trees in his backyard. He left behind a wife and 2 children. So we're trying to pick up the pieces. One thing I can honestly say what we have seen as a department is all the other agencies that have came in to help us, and I'm talking Sheboygan County Sheriff's Department, the Michigan State Police, Mackinac City Police Department, Sheboygan City Police Department. So they've been a great help getting us through this. So I did require my officers, because when the incident occurred, more than half of my department responded to that scene. So we went through what we call a critical incident debrief. The Michigan State Police had sent up a member of their behavioral science unit. Dr. Greeby, he met with each one of my officers, basically just to make sure that, we're coping with it, we're dealing with it okay, and he's offered his services free of charge even in the future. So I am extremely shorthanded right now. I am down 2 and soon to be down 3 because Officer Luong's going back into the school. I'm going to be going back to work on the road, pretty much full time, until we can get replacement. Officer Meyerson is still injured, and I don't think she's going to be back until September, October. So I'll do my best at keeping us at a 24-hour patrol. Still trying to figure out how we're going to do that. So if you see a lot of overtime on the payroll, that's the reason being. On a more happier note, we are done with the building grant. All the construction and everything is done. And I can't tell you how excited I am about that. Summit Fire has finished up. You guys should have a contract in your board packet from Summit Fire. Originally, we weren't going to do the 24-hour, 7 days a week monitoring. We invested almost $37,000 into our fire system. And we now have audible, visual, at every exit there's a pole.
Yeah.
We do have water. For $720 a year, why would we have our system monitored? They will dispatch the fire department if an alarm goes off. We will all get alerts on our phones if there's an issue. It's $240 per entity. It's really cheap insurance. So the contract is there. I'm just asking if you all agree upon it. Let's get it signed and get it monitored. Control Solutions. Have you noticed the temperature in here is very nice?
I'm not sweating.
The windows aren't open either.
Oh, look
We now have our own controls that we own. And the graphics are phenomenal.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, I'm sure you can log in and show you the graphics. They're phenomenal. We have control over our baseboard heat now. All the new valves have changed. They actually communicate with the operating system of our stuff. Kelsey's got her inflow heat finally working. As soon as I turn the boilers back on.
Yeah, we did that today.
So yeah, we are up and running finally, and they promised me that this is going to work.
And they're very responsive.
And they are.
Trainers came.
And Control Solutions, they do a lot of work in the UP. They're out of Alpena. They're always coming through this area to get to the UP. If there's ever an issue, we've all went through training on the graphics to log in and actually be able to learn how to turn up and turn down our heat or turn on the air conditioning. And they're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So.
Oh, yes. Yes, I think I turned yours up so it's not so cold.
So all the VAV boxes have been replaced. What the VAV boxes are is because our air handlers are way down there in the corner, and it shoots air up into the VAV boxes, which will either heat or cool the air again before it actually gets to its final destination. Those have all been replaced, so we should be good to go. Yeah.
Point out that, in the ceiling in here, we have the exit signs, the lighted exit signs, and we will get posted our emergency exit schematic, but also all these little, we're gonna do a fire drill someday. So if you happen to be in the building, we don't know what yet, if you're in the library or in the building and you hear the alarms and the lights and whatever, we have to practice because we all need to understand how we turn them off and what they mean. Yeah, so, but
And when the little kids are in here playing, I'm waiting for them to
Yes.
pull.
Oh.
That'll probably be our first.
that'll be our
test.
first test, yeah, no kidding. Yeah, yeah.
But yes, we are completely through. Hopefully I'll get the last bill from Control Solutions. I'll get that bill submitted. Summit Fire was a little slow on cashing the check last month, so that's gonna go, to get reimbursed this month.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, next month, we should have all of our money back from the federal government. We can close this grant out and
Just report till
this report until June of 2026.
perfect. Very good, that was a lot of work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly. It's
Thank you
all done and over with.
for doing, you and Kelsey and Trudy, thank you.
I just took notes. Okay, old business. Get rid of that. So if we recall, back in July, we talked about the need for a CIP, and we reached out to our attorney, Rob Booth, who basically said, you need to have it because we have a sewer system. That's the driving force. It doesn't particularly pertain only to the sewer. It pertains to all of our cost centers, parks, township, not library and not police, although I know that you each do your own, who are your own entities. But so basically, and this is just a point of clarification. He quoted the MCL section 125.3865, which I failed to attach. He says it seems to indicate that the legislative body, the board, is mandatory. A CIP is mandatory for a township if the township, alone or jointly with one or more other local units of government, owns or operates a water supply or sewage disposal system. That's us. He went on to indicate that the wastewater system is the trigger that requires the CIP. The board did not limit the CIP to the sewer system alone, so it does therefore apply to everything. Some things we call improvements, and it's okay to call them improvements, and as the funds become available or we set them aside, we can pursue those. It is to be included in the budget process, and in fact, if you go out to the website, help me out here, under financials, government financials, I think under last year's budget, the very last page, you'll see the CIP listed there. Some things remain on it, some do not. This is a living document. We will continue to work through this year, changing and sliding things around. It's a wish list. I think of it as a wish list, and it's ever growing.
Do we know when it was last updated? I don't remember the date of it.
It was just, this is not, this says as of June 27th, 2024. So it was before that.
Done after that.
Oh, after that, okay.
Yeah.
So, we will take a look at this.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a winter project, I don't know. But anyway, there's not there's no decision to be made there. It was just, we tabled it, we're bringing it back around to finalize it. Transient merchant.
Okay. So I believe our transient merchant ordinance needs to be corrected. After reading the state law and reading many other ordinances with other communities, it's not that much, but we just lack a few things. It doesn't give the exceptions in our ordinance, and those exceptions are really important. So my apologies, it was a busy summer, so I will get back on it a little bit more. And, this isn't gonna be just me, I won't be able to do this, so it's gonna have to go through, we've always done legal with changing an ordinance.
Yeah, it's a process, I understand, so yeah, we'll get some input on that. Okay, good deal. Thanks. Excuse me. Corrective quitclaim deed for the library. This is another item that was previously tabled back in June and then again in July. Oh, there's so much history here. this is just a correction. There's been a deed to this building for, oh my gosh. Okay, my back, yep. Oh my God, I mean, okay, this is cool. I love old stuff. We have handwritten records. How cool is that, really? So this is dated 1900. So anyway, the point being, when the library was thinking of creating their reading garden, we reached out to Sheboygan Title and they said, looks okay, however, we need you to correct this by adding block 21. We started down that rabbit hole, realized we need to tighten up a couple of other things on the advice of our attorney, Rob Huth, in consultation with Mr. Malloy at Sheboygan Title, just to make it clear who's on the title and what, it's block 21 and is it Lieber and Platt, is that the correct pronunciation?
Yeah.
So that's what this quick claim deed does, is it just corrects that, and it, hopefully in 50 years when we are all gone, it will be clearer.
Clearer, but upon suggestion by a title agent, and I know, it was recommended that we put on there the last library page and the deed that we are correcting.
Oh,
Just referencing that, it can be under, listing the parcel numbers. It was just highly suggested that we add that wordage to that.
okay.
Verbiage.
Okay, do you want to make the motion, since you've spoken with the,
I will make a motion that we file this quitclaim deed, allow the supervisor and clerk to sign it, with the addition of mentioning I don't have that one here, the previous, the last quitclaim deed that was filed. That was incorrect.